videotape yourself,
Plus,
right?
45 hours annual for home support services. Call now and choose Global Health today.
Personalized comfort awaits.
Thanks to Lucy, Chapter 6.
Comfort that adjusts to you.
Posters and Poems. Bobby lay in bed, waking up at the ceiling. He was wide awake. Lucy was at his feet. Soft little snores meant that she was sleeping. Spending the afternoon with Cam made Bobby think. He didn't know if he was up for the job of a big brother. After Cam had been changed, he'd crawled around on the floor. Dexter and Bobby had made sure that Cam didn't put any of the Star Wars pieces in his mouth, and there were lots of pieces. When Cam was thirsty, Dexter gave him his water bottle. Mute.
And it is time for the next puzzle. The category here is wintertime. Christine, that is the bonus spin bell. All right. What is going to happen? Who's going to the bonus round?
When Cam started crying, Dexter found his favorite teddy bear under the bed. Could Bobby do all that? When Bobby finally fell asleep, he dreamed about babies. The next morning, Bobby was sort of happy he had to go to school. There was too much going on at his house. As Bobby searched for his book bag, his mother looked at her watch. I have to pick up Nanny at the airport in a couple hours. But before that, I have to stop at work for a few things. Once Nanny and I get back, we have to... Before his mother could finish, Bobby said, "And don't forget, we have to take Lucy to the vet." Lucy? Miss Quinn seemed like she didn't remember what Bobby was talking about. Then she said, "Oh, the vet." Bobby pointed at Lucy's dish. It was still half full of kibble. "She's not eating much." "I see," Miss Quinn said. "All right, we'll try to get Lucy there this afternoon." Bobby wasn't sure he liked the word try. He knew Lucy wasn't feeling her best. He would have to make sure Lucy made it to the vet later. The school day went slowly. The class wasn't going to practice their posters until the end of the day. Miss Lee kept the posters all together. Leaning against the side of her desk, Bobby wished he had... Bobby wished he had a chance to look at Candy's poster. He didn't really like surprises. Finally, it was poster time. Miss Lee had the kids lined up at the back of the room. "Okay, I know it's going to be Cozy," Miss Lee said. Cozy was Miss Lee's word for being right on top of each other. She handed out the posters. "So no pushing or jabbing or even talking," she went on. "We'll sing the song, then when I point to you, you step in front of the group and read your poem." Sean went first. On his poster, he had drawn his parents, his sister Sarah and his brother Ben. Sean was in the picture too. His mouth's twitch was on his shoulder. "He has a pet mouse!" Sean was good at drawing. His poem was pretty good too. "I'm thankful for my family, my sister and my brother, Sarah and Ben. Someday Ben won't be a pest, but I'm not sure when. I also have a mouse named Twitch. I'm thankful that he doesn't make me itch." What a poem! A few more kids read their poems. One girl was thankful for books, a couple boys were thankful for sports, When it was Candy's turn, Bobby was shocked to see her poster. He glanced at Sean. Sean looked pretty surprised too. Bobby had thought maybe his mother had given Candy a picture of him. What he hadn't thought was that she would blow the picture up. Half the poster was taken up with Bobby's head. It was huge. The other half was Sean, but at least it was a photo of his whole body. He didn't look like a giant head on a poster. Candy stepped in the front of the class. I'm thankful for my two great friends. One is Bobby, one is Sean. They're lots of fun and never make me yawn. They used to be shy, but now they're not anymore. When they were, they didn't make me snore. They're two friends I'll always keep. They're so interesting it's hard to sleep. But if I do fall asleep, Miss Lee tried to interrupt. Candy didn't seem to hear her. I'm sure they'd wake up. Candy, Miss Lee said a little more louder. Candy looked up. Yes, that's a very nice poem about Sean and Bobby, she said. Everyone was looking at either Sean or Bobby. Bobby could feel his face growing red. However, Miss Lee added, all the poems have to be around the same length. So why don't you end it with, it's hard to sleep? Really? Candy had said, surprised. Because she counted the lines on the back of a poster. I got 8 more lines and they rhyme. I'm sure they do, Miss Lee said, but I'm afraid you'll have to stop where I told you. Candy stepped back into the group. Don't worry, she whispered loudly to Bobby and Sean. I'll read the whole thing to you later. Bobby nodded. Finally, it was his turn to stand in front of his classmates. He could see they liked their picture of Lucy. A few of them pointed, and there were lots of smiles. Lucy, my beagle, is the best. You could search north, east, or west, and you'd see she's better than the rest. She's smart and friendly as can be. I'm thankful that she belongs to me. Very nice, Bobby, Miss Lee said. Both the art and the poem will make the audience feel like they know Lucy. Thank you, Bobby said softly, as he was glad that everyone would get to know how great Lucy was. But mostly the poem said he was thankful she belonged to him. Done.
Not your time.
How many minutes did I read?
12 minutes. 8 more.
I don't want to read 8 more.
Michaela, I can't sign it unless you do.
Nanny and Lucy. Nanny Ann reached for Bobby to give him a big hug when he got home. Bobby felt shy. That seemed funny. Nanny was his grandmother after all, but 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 he didn't know her very well.
Your legend begins when magic meets the sea. Wow, that looks amazing.
Oh. Bobby and his family had visited Nanny twice. Washington was very cool. It was the capital of the United States. There was a lot to see there. They had even visited the White House where the president and his family lived.
What do you keep stopping for?
I don't know. This was also the 3rd time Nanny had visited them. Sometimes he'd talk to his grandmother on the phone or on the computer. This wasn't the same as giving her a hug. He walked into her arms anyway. The hug felt pretty good. Bobby pulled away and Nanny gave him a long look. Oh, how are you, my boy? Fine, Bobby said. I've met your dog Lucy, Nanny said. She's a sweet little thing. Bobby was surprised to hear Nanny say that. Usually when new people came to the house, Lucy went, well, a little crazy. She would bark, jump on them, and maybe even chew their gloves. She had done that to Mrs. Brady, the lady from the adoption agency. Bobby was pretty sure that Nanny was the first person to describe Lucy as a sweet little thing. Bobby looked around for Lucy. Sometimes she can be pretty wild. Well, not today, Nanny said. She led Bobby over to the couch in the living room. So sit down and tell me what's new. Bobby didn't know where to start. He hadn't talked to Nanny in a while. Probably everything was new. I guess we're getting a new baby, he began. I do, Nanny said with a big smile. I bet you're excited. Bobby nodded, but not very excitedly. No, Nanny asked. Bobby shrugged. Nanny ran her hand through Bobby's hair. Getting a new baby is a big thing, she said. Yes, it is, Bobby agreed. Are you worried that the baby's Are you worried that the baby is going to take up too much of your parents' time? Nanny asked. Bobby shook his head. Oh, Mama said, don't you think the baby will be annoying and crying a lot too? I know it will probably cry a lot. Babies do that. And Bobby answered. Then what is worrying you? Nanny asked. Bobby looked at his grandmother. He didn't know her very well, but he felt like she knew him. How many minutes have I read?
I'm watching. Got 3 more minutes.
He fiddled with the button on his shirt. I'm not sure.
So loud.
I'll make a very good big brother. Nanny looked surprised. Barbie. I don't think that's true. Goodbye, Bobby replied. Before Bobby could tell her more, his mother came bursting into the room. The adoption agency just called, Miss Quinn said in a voice that didn't sound quite like hers. She had a funny look on her face, too. Is the baby here? Nanny and Bobby asked almost at the same time. I don't know. Miss Brady said she wants to see us right away. It will take a while to drive over to the agency.
Okay. Gotta bring me the book.
No, it's my book.
Well, lay it on the table over there and I'll get it the next time I get up.
It's my book.